Hello, students. Welcome and good morning. Welcome to our ninth online lecture on culture and leadership from unit number one, that is Introduction to Cross Cultural Management of the subject that is Cross Cultural Management MBA Part 2, Semester 3, Elective 5, that is International Business, paper number 3. Dear students, this online MBA course is offered by Center for Distance and Online Education, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. I am Dr. Sunil Goswami, Assistant Professor, working as Assistant Professor in Department of Economics at Srimati K.G. Mittal College of Arts and Commerce, Malad West. Dear students, today we are going to discuss that is the relationship in between the culture and leadership. So, culture and leadership have the reciprocal relationship. Culture influences leadership, and leadership influences culture. Leaders shape culture through their vision, values, and behavior. With this, their actions, decisions, that is policies, their policies and crisis responses by them set behavioral norms. Recognition, rewards, and hiring reinforce desired culture as well as organizational culture influences leadership style and acceptance. Effective leadership aligns action with culture and adapts to context. So, students, therefore, there should be proper alignment in between culture, organizational culture, and organizational leadership to achieve organizational goal and success, long-term success, sustainable success of the organization. Let's discuss the role of leader in shaping culture. So, students, that leader's role in the organization to shape culture, to define culture, to shape organizational culture is very vital. And let's discuss his role as a one by one. So, first one, setting vision and values. Yes, leaders, ideal leaders, successful leaders, effective leaders define a clear mission and vision of the organization as well as core values of the organization. This vision, mission, and values form the foundation of organizational culture. So these values ensure that they are embedded across the level, all levels of the organization. So therefore, through the setting up this vision, mission, and core values, creates the organizational foundation, and it defines the organizational culture through the by the leaders, effective leaders. Then the second role of the leader, that is modeling behavior. So effective leaders lead by examples. They demonstrate their behaviors and attitudes that they expect from the employees. If they expect from the employees, then they behave ideally, demonstrate their behavior, their actions, their policies, so that employees can copy these policies and employee also do the same what can say behavior and values attitude towards the organization while working in the organization. That actions by the leaders reinforce cultural norms and serve as a powerful guide for others. Yes, so that is the actions, behaviors by the leader uh, plays very culture defines reinforce cultural norms and serve as a powerful guide for others. Third is decision making and crisis responses. So leaders decisions during challenges directly shape culture. Yes, there is there are serious crises, emergency like conditions, and while this emergency like conditions, how leaders take their decisions, it set up the culture, organizational culture. Transparent value based actions build trust and reinforce norms in the organization. Poor communication or secrecy under pressure can weaken the culture. So, poor communication as well as secrecy under pressure can lead the failure of the culture, weaken the culture. So, next one is recognitions and rewards. Yes, what leaders measure and the reward sends strong cultural signals. So how that leader measures the performance of the employees and how he motivates these employees through by giving rewards. It sets strong cultural signals or weak cultural signals. Recognition programs that celebrate value-aligned behavior motivate employees. Yes, recognition of the employees through rewards motivates employees, and rewards reinforce and sustain desired norms and performance practices. So, students, rewards for the recognitions, rewards for the employees to measure their performance. It is the best source. It is major source to motivate them to achieve the goals. So this is recognition and rewards. Hiring decisions. Yes, leaders hire not just skills, not just for skills, but for cultural fit and values alignment. Hiring employees who embody organizational values strengthen cohesion. Values driven recruitment supports long term cultural integrity. Therefore, how leader hires employees only seek for skill or cultural fit and value alignment that defines that cultural integrity. So, this is the role by leaders to set the culture. Then, how culture influence leadership? Yes, vice versa. Culture also influences that working culture, organizational culture in the organization, which decides leadership, the nature of leadership. So let's discuss the role of culture while influencing leadership. So first one, acceptance of authority. So students, there may be two type of culture in the organization. First one, high power distance culture, and second is low power distance culture. Let's discuss the first one. In high power distance culture, leaders are expected to be directive, authoritative, authoritative, and hierarchical. And in this culture, subordinates accept unequal power. Subordinates, they do not get equal power, and leaders make decision with little challenge. Okay, so in this procedure, in this culture, there is no equality among the employees, and employees do not have the equal chance to participate in this decision-making process. And decision-making process with the little challenge and little participation by the employees. On the other hand, in low power distance culture, leadership is more participative and democratic. And with this more participative and democratic, the leaders encouraging input and shared decision making. So here, the decision-making process which is shared by the leader among the what can say that is employees. It means while decision-making process, a leader motivates employees to participate in this decision-making process, and there is equal opportunity. There is equal what can say that is democratic rights, opportunities, equality among the employees, which we can find here in low power distance culture. So therefore, which type of culture, whether it is high power distance culture or low power distance culture, which is available in your organization, which defines leadership. Second one, communication style. Yes, that communication style of the leader also decides by the influences by the culture. So what type of culture you have, communication culture you have in this organization? So first one, there are two types of culture, communication styles. So first one, high context culture, and second is low context culture. Let's discuss the first one, high context culture. High context culture rely on indirect, implicit communication where leaders use subtle cues and non-verbal signals or what can say non-verbal signals or what can say that is colors or another signs, code language or other codes to convey meaning. So there is no direct in communication, verbal communication. There is communication through the indirect ways, implicit communication which we can find here, and There is use of subtle cues, non-verbal signals. How you know that there are some signals which we can find here in the organization which have definite meaning in the organization. So this is high context culture. And another one, that is low context culture. In case of communication, expect direct and explicit communication. Leaders provide clear, ambiguous instructions to avoid misunderstanding. So there is no there is no scope for the understanding among the employees through the leader, and leader gives direct and exact communication, direct communication. He uses direct communication. He uses exact communication, and he provide the leader instructions, clear instruction towards the employees. So this is there may be high context culture which is available in the organization, as well as low context culture which is available in the organization. So, what type of culture which is available in the organization which defines the leadership, communication of the leadership? Third one, motivation and goal orientation. So, there are two type of cultures: individualistic culture and collectivist culture, which may available in the organization. Let's discuss regarding the first one, individualistic culture. So, in case of individualistic culture, leaders emphasize personal achievement, autonomy, individual goals, individual freedom to motivate employees. Personal success and individual recognitions are strong drivers. On the other hand, in collectivist culture, leaders focus on group harmony, teamwork, consensus building, and collective well-being to motivate the team. Shared goals and team success are emphasized. Okay. Fourth is attitude towards risk. It means how organization is ready to accept, or whether it is accept or avoid the risk. So first one, in high uncertainty avoidance, and second type of culture is in low uncertainty avoidance. So let's discuss the first one, high uncertainty avoidance. In high uncertainty avoidance, people, it means employees, prefer clear guidelines, structure, and stability. So leaders are valued when they provide direction and reduce ambiguity. On the other hand, in low uncertainty avoidance, ambiguity and change are more accepted. Leaders who encourage flexibility, risk taking, and innovation are pursued as effective. What can say that is effective strategies in the organization. So in low uncertainty avoidance, so organization leaders which are ready to accept the risk, they are ready to accept the change, they are ready to accept the ambiguity, and therefore the leader encourages the employees through the acceptance of flexibility, risk taking, and innovations, such type of practices by the employees in the organization in effective ways. So students, this is the role of culture. This is the role of culture which influences the leadership. Finally, in the conclusion, we can say that culture and leadership are deeply interconnected. So culture and leadership are not separate, cannot work separately. Organizational culture defines leadership, and leadership influences culture. Both are significant. There is reciprocal relationship in between culture and leadership. Leaders shape organizational culture through their behaviors, their policies, their decisions, their way of rewards, their while cultural norms influence, and effective global leaders, they demonstrate cultural intelligence. Nowadays, cultural quotient, this concept which is very famous, it is nothing but the ability to understand, appreciate, and adopt diverse cultural context. So CQ, that is cultural quotient, enables leaders to bridge cultural differences, foster inclusiveness, and lead diverse teams successfully. So nowadays, leaders should understand the emotions of the what can say employees, and while after understanding emotions, now Leaders should take the further decisions. This is called as cultural quotient, and successful leaders adopt their approaches to fit cultural expectations while maintaining consistency with core values. Leaders who cultivate cultural quotient (CQ) are better equipped to navigate multicultural environments, improve communication, and enhance organization performance by the employees. Students, this presentation is over. Thank you. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me. I will provide my email. Thank you.